The NBA Math Trade Deadline Primer continues with a look at the Oklahoma City Thunder, who recently lost one of their key wing rotation players in Andre Roberson to a season-ending injury. Right now, the Thunder are as close to the 3 seed out west as they are to the 8 seed, meaning they're very unpredictable at this trade deadline. As long as they have Russell Westbrook, they'll believe that they're a contender and a team that can take down anybody in a playoff series. General Manager Sam Presti has always been aggressive at trade deadlines and was very aggressive over the summer to add Paul George and Carmelo Anthony to the mix. Those deals have left the Thunder a little bit top-heavy on their cap sheet, though, as they have over $130 million tied up this season and next season. That number could change, however, based on what Paul George decides to do with his player option. If George were to opt out and sign a new contract with Oklahoma City, it would push the franchise farther above the luxury tax. And from a sheer value perspective, the Thunder can't afford to let George walk in free agency and get nothing for him in return. The Roberson injury is a huge blow to George's long-term success with the Thunder. With Roberson out of the lineup, George will be forced to guard the opponent's best wing player. That assignment not only weakens Oklahoma City's bench, but also George's offensive production. GM Sam Presti has very few assets at his disposal if he wants to add another type of player that can help in the rotation this year. The Thunder have already traded their 2018 and 2020 first-round picks, and due to the protections on that 2020 pick to the Magic, they cannot trade another first-rounder until the earliest 2024. Free agents to be, Jeremy Grant and Josh Eustace, have value to replace Roberson in the rotation thanks to their defensive skills. They're both long-armed, multi-positional defenders. But both are going to be free agents at the end of the season, which means that if they get playing time in Oklahoma City now and outperform their value, it'll be more difficult to keep them over the long term. Presti may be best served to cash out now and see what he can get in return for the two. Both would project to be backups to Roberson long term anyway if the Thunder were to keep them. Presti does have a $2.55 million trade exception from Domantas Sabonis that he could use at the deadline. One potential target for the Thunder would be Nets swingman Joe Harris, an effective three-point shooter who might be available for the right mix of second-round picks and young players. Regardless of the minor moves they make and what they do to fill that 15th roster spot, the Thunder seem pretty locked into spending at least over the luxury tax threshold both this season and next. Their biggest hope should be that their new Big Three starts to gel in a way that makes them contenders in the Western Conference.